Good afternoon and good evening to you all. Welcome to a brand new week of the Full Hundreds. It is Monday, the 25th of January. It's nearly February, guys. Shocking how fast time just seems to be flying. Today's show, my friends, is going to make many of you angry. It's going to make some of you wake up and wonder. And for most, you're just going to be shocked, really. Breaking news came to light over the weekend that Donald Trump sent $850,000 to 5 anti-vax groups. 5 anti-vaccine groups. He funded them. At the same time, his government was saying we're doing Operation Warp Speed to bring the vaccines to you. While his government was working on that, he was side funding anti-vax groups. This show is going to blow your minds, guys. So without further ado, let's get down to it. I'm going to start, firstly, with something that I was so glad was put to bed today. Many of you have seen these random people walk through hospitals. Oh, how come the hospital's so empty? Look, it's all empty. See, where's all the patients that they keep talking about? Some of them genuinely maybe take that trip and say, whoa, how come it's empty? Others are bad actors, just like Trump and what I've just disclosed to you about funding anti-vaccine groups. Others are bad actors because they know what the answer is, but they do that anyway. They film the empty parts of a hospital. And like this, I've got two videos one video split into two, where a doctor's put this whole thing to bed once and for all. And if you care about your neighbors, if you care about your friends, if you care about the person up the street, if you care about your working colleague, share this video with them, because many of us get to see the video of empty hospitals. Not many get to see what I'm about to show you right now. So let me just lay out what I'm showing you right now in the two videos. Basically, they're putting that whole conspiracy issue to bed. And a doctor's gone in, a TV doctor's gone in, and he's done exactly what these people are doing. You know, he's gone to different parts of the hospital and sure enough, they're empty. And he's come out and said, look, and it's easy for people to fall for that. What he then did in the second part of my video is he's got one of the doctors from inside where the crisis is, and he's told the doctor to please film what's going on the inside.
They're posting videos that appear to show empty corridors and wards.
Now, these videos are being promoted as evidence that the pandemic isn't as bad as the government says it is. So to see what the truth is behind these conspiracy theories, I got exclusive access to a hospital to find out what's really going on.
Okay, so here's the entrance. Look, it's absolutely dead.
Nobody here, folks.
Where's all the people dying from the second wave, hey?
Watching these videos that are doing the rounds on social media at the moment is incredibly frustrating for me. As a doctor, I know the immense pressure that NHS staff are under to save as many lives as they can during this pandemic. But it's also terrifying because these videos are so persuasive.
Not buying this at all.
But just because a hospital has empty space doesn't mean that they're not overwhelmed. To prove that, University College Hospital has granted me special access to show that these videos are seriously misleading.
So I've got my mask on, I've got my camera rolling. I'm going to go in and see how easy it is to find some empty spaces in this hospital.
And initially it might seem the videos could have some truth.
So look, I've just come out from the lifts and there is absolutely no one here. This is meant to be one of London's busiest hospitals, and here we are, loads of empty beds and trolleys here. I mean, all this unused equipment. Look at that, totally empty. This should be a surgical area. And then out here, you know, the lights aren't even on. This is completely empty. No dying patients, no evidence of a pandemic. It's spotless. So what's going on?
The thing is, this is a massive hospital. It's always going to be possible to find empty beds and empty corridors to film in. But the problem is, anyone who's watching the footage that I've just shot can easily be fooled into thinking that this hospital, and therefore every hospital in the NHS, is not overburdened by the effects of COVID.
Welcome back, guys. So that first part of the video, he obviously showed a few of the actual ones we see on the internet, and he's done his own one showing you that anybody can do that, right? Now what you're going to see next is the truth, guys, the truth. And to be honest, I know it's easy for people not to process, but I always say just process, isn't it? Just process. Like, where do you think these coronavirus patients are going to be? In the waiting room, infecting everybody? Where do you think they're going to be? If only we just stopped sometimes and just processed, yeah? The answers are right in our faces, man. Take a look at this second part of the video, guys.
And as Professor Hugh Montgomery knows, that couldn't be further from the truth. He knows that because Hugh is on the front line of this fight, working in intensive care. How does it make you feel when you see things that are really not true being said in these videos?
You can sort of understand it. If you look out here, there's nothing going on. You go in the lobby, there's nothing going on. And if you walk into an outpatient department or a pharmacy, patients have sucked all the resource and the rest of the hospital into one place. The staff are now all working inside an intensive care unit, and those are locked because they're high-risk areas. But it makes me very sad because when that message gets out, it encourages people to behave in a way that spreads this disease.
Hugh is off shift at the moment, but he's going inside filming on his phone to show us what's really happening behind closed doors, while my cameraman and I wait outside to make sure we're not disturbing critical care. After a few minutes, Hugh emerges with hard evidence of a busy hospital, which he sends to my phone. Okay, so you've sent me the video here.
Yeah.
Let's have a look. Hugh meets David Howell, Clinical Director for Intensive Care at University College Hospital. He shows Hugh what used to be a recovery bay.
Gracious. Okay, so even for me, David, that's a shock. But this should have some trolleys in.
Correct.
Of people who've just come out who are awake,
Yes.
having had an operation, who are just being watched for a bit before they go to ward.
Yes.
And this is a full-blown intensive care unit. So let's just look at that patient there. We've got probably a nurse at the bedside. We've got 2, 4, 6 people there who are going to be needing to turn this patient. And then we've got all the support people bringing stuff in and out.
What is immediately apparent to me is it's so busy. There are loads of people doing tons of work.
And it's not just there. I mean, you'll find if you scroll through slightly, I've taken you through to the operating theatre.
So here's an operating theatre. Hello, everybody.
Hello there.
Dr. Howell. Here's a couple of patients in an operating theatre.
Now, normally there's one patient on an operating bed with a light and a surgeon and some scrub nurses and so forth. No, you've now got an operating theatre with 2 intensive care patients with all the intensive care going on.
Go around here, Hugh. This would be normally where the anaesthetic room is.
It would be, yeah.
And the doors are off, and there's another patient.
Your surgeon, your nurses, your bed, your ventilator, your anaesthetic equipment, your porter, everything has moved to intensive care.
Yes, and everyone, there's 12 of these operating theatres and they're all completely full.
So as we go down the corridor, every theatre's full. Recovery is completely full. Our paediatric recovery is full.
All these spaces converted from their normal hospital use to hold as many intensive care patients as they can. I think it's very easy to kind of be furious at the people sharing these videos and believing them. But I think, and some of them are bad actors, but some of them are just going, why are the hospitals empty? And they're misinterpreting it.
Yeah.
So it's not, you're not a fool if you look at this footage and go, what, I don't understand it.
Yeah.
Is there really a pandemic?
Now, does that make sense to some of you? When you stop, after you've seen these videos, just stop and think about it. Where did you think they're going to have the coronavirus patients? You think you're going to someone's going to walk in with a video camera and just see them lying around? I mean, it just, all it is that I keep urging people, when you get these videos, don't just watch and go, oh, I knew it. Watch it again, process it, apply some common sense to what you know as a grown person. You know if there was an infectious disease, Ebola. We see how they're kept in cages, more or less. They're in the belly of the hospital. They're not going to be in the waiting room. And as the doctor just pointed out, what Corona's doing is he's sucking resources into this one unit. They've taken off doors, they've expanded it, and it keeps growing in these hospitals. So basically they're making more and more of the hospital cordoned off as they're getting cases. No one, unless they're a nurse, is going to walk into a hospital and show you anyone who has coronavirus. Let these videos die today. Next time you get one of them, apply some common sense. Now, I'm going to shock the hell out of some of you now. You see all those scientists I keep telling you guys are renegades and written off, and they're making money. They're making more money being on that side, which is why they don't mind ruining their reputation on the other side. They're probably hoping that when all of this dies down, they can go to some course, retrain, and get their jobs back. But in the meantime, if their job's paying them 80k a year, and someone's offering them 10 grand a week to do videos and to talk and to do, in 8 weeks they earn that, what they earn in a year. That's what's going on. Well, let me tell you guys something. While Trump was talking to the world and talking about vaccine, we're going to invent the best vaccine, and remember, I'm the one responsible for how fast this came, and yada. While he was doing that, he was sending money to those who have been feeding you lies. It's unbelievable. It's a bit like funding two armies. It's a bit like if the UK was at war with Iran, while funding the the UK army, he's got a fund that's going to the Iranian army on the side. Who does that? Who does that? Let this video show you guys that there are people out there who are making it their life's ambition to set you guys wrong, to confuse you, to make you doubt everything that you see. The video after this one is even more shocking. So take a look at this video and I'll see you on the other side.
We found out now that the Trump administration, through its coronavirus stimulus, actually gave $850,000, listen to this, to anti-vaccine groups. While the Trump administration publicly claimed to be pushing vaccination, the Trump administration gave anti-vaccine groups cash, I guess because they were affected by the pandemic. It's absolutely and completely insane. 5 prominent anti-vaccine organizations known to spread misleading disinformation about the virus and vaccines received more than $850,000 from the Paycheck Protection Program. Of course, making us ask, why are they giving money to groups that oppose their stated agenda? The stated agenda of the Trump administration is vaccines are good and people should get them. The groups are the National Vaccine Information Center, should be called the Disinformation Center, Mercola Health Resources, the Informed Consent Action Network, the Children's Health Defense, and the 10 Penny Integrative Medical Center. One of the stories of the Trump administration to think about in the future will be Trump placating and pandering to many lunatic fringes. Anti-vax is just one of them.
Guys, when I saw that, my jaw nearly hit the floor. I mean, I've been shocked by, I don't get shocked by a lot of stuff, but that was another level. I've never heard of anything like that. And to take it out of the coronavirus, the money allocated to help the citizens and businesses, to take it out of that and send it to a group disguised as a business. So on paper, it looks like it got sent to a business, but it's sending to anti-vaccine groups. At the same time, while you're trying to produce vaccine and you're funding those who are going to rubbish the vaccine you're producing. Unbelievable. I wish I could swear on this channel, but I refuse to. My son watches this, and I want 9, 10, 8-year-olds to watch my videos. But you see, that explains those pretty stages that many of you tend to believe. Because many of you see the pretty stages, you see the white coats, and you think, yeah, you know, this is going to be real. Well, guess what? They're being funded by extremely dark forces, guys. And it's worked. Look at the state of the world today. Let me go on to my last video now, guys. This one will blow your minds. I'm going to let you watch it first. Hear what she's saying. Remember Deborah Birx? The Dr. Fauci's partnering, not partnering live, but partnering under Trump's coronavirus. You know the lady who was sat in the corner when Trump was saying about bleach and UV lights, and he was saying, yeah, you're going to look into it, and her head was down? Her. Listen to her interview. Now she's broken free of Trump. Listen to what this guy was doing. Take a look at this.
Always. I mean, why would you want to put yourself through that every day? I had to ask myself every morning, is there something that I think I can do that would be helpful in responding to this pandemic? And it's something I asked myself every night. I saw the president presenting graphs that I never made. So I know that someone out there or someone inside was creating a parallel set of data and graphics that were shown to the president. I know what I sent up, and I know that what was in his hands was different from that. You can't do that.
If what she is saying is true, was it harmful that she didn't speak up when this was going on?
Yes, absolutely. 417,000 Americans are dead now. Researchers at Cornell University have analyzed tens of millions of English language articles about coronavirus and told us from those analyses that President Trump, was the single biggest driver of false information about the pandemic.
Can you believe that? Let me run this by you. Imagine if Boris Johnson's scientists were giving him a chart at a news conference to put out to us. But Boris goes to his conspiracy friends and says, give me a different one, give me a different one. And that's what he shows the world? Can you believe that? How dark an individual, how crazy and deluded a person do you have to be to do that? So when you add the fact that he funded anti-vaccine campaigns, groups, plus the fact that he was putting out the wrong charts that his reputable scientists did not give him to put up, is it a surprise why many of you are fooled? When do you wake up? Fake news is like the doomsday theory, which is like when it doesn't happen on the 17th of March, they move on to another date and another date and another date and another date. Look, guys, this show, I hope, blows all of your minds that there are deep, dark actors out there who have made it their goal to confuse people in the time when we should be dealing with facts so that facts can save lives. Look how many people have died in the UK and the US. It's really sad. Guys, look, share this video as much as you share those other ones you saw in my very first clip of the empty hospitals, because those go viral. They go viral, right? I urge you to share this video and hit the subscribe button when this video is over. Thank you guys for listening to my show and spending your evening with me. And I'll see you all on Wednesday. Take care. All the best.